Hello friends and welcome to the another lecture on construction, economics and finance. And in the entire lecture series, we are learning that how this concept of finance and economics are being associated in the construction industry and especially how these things are implemented in the construction industry. Especially in last lecture, we have seen that how the balance sheet and income statement is applicable in the construction industry. Okay, so today we will see the topic that is the financial ratio and its analysis. Which are the financial ratios, how it is been analyzed that we will see. So before starting, actually I would like to introduce myself. I am Professor Amay Khedikar, working in the Department of Civil Engineering at Tulsi Ramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. So we'll begin with the lecture. So financial ratio analysis. Ratio analysis is a quick and easy way of analyzing a firm's financial statement. Okay, and the interested parties are shareholders, investors, and management. In shareholders, to measure management's performance, investor to make their investment related decisions, and management, which is to plan the entire and to control the entire operation. Okay, now cautions for ratio analysis. Ratio analysis cannot accurately pinpoint the problems of the firm. It's also reasonable to expect that it points to direction for a more detailed analysis. Financial ratio itself is not meaningful without comparing it with to the benchmark. See, it's in every business you have to set a benchmark for every annual turnover. For example, you achieve a turnover of 5 lakhs, you go for 10 lakhs, and every year you have to increase your benchmark. So financial ratio itself is not meaningful without the comparing with the benchmark. Okay, benchmark can be rival from industry firm financial ratio or an industry average. Okay, sometimes a firm problem can be distinct as so-called good ratios. Okay, it can be discussed so-called good ratios. For example, high inventory turnover can be indicator of firm's dangerously low level of inventory. Okay. So now the categories of financial ratios such as liquidity ratio, efficiency ratio, leverage ratio, and profitability ratio. Liquidity, in which liquidity and leverage ratios primarily measure risk. Efficiency and profitability ratio measure the performance and the returns. Now, liquidity ratios. So we will see the terms which are directly associated with this kind of ratios and the formulas, how to calculate. As far as the examination is concerned, MCQ examination is concerned, these are very useful topics, and the things which I am showing you on slide, you must keep in mind, or you can take the screenshot, which will help you for your examination. So liquidity ratio, net working capital, current assets minus current liabilities, current ratio. Current ratio is equals to current assets upon current liabilities, and quick asset ratio, that is equals to quick ratio, that is equals to current assets minus inventory upon current liability. Now efficiency ratios, in which inventory turnover, that is equals to sales upon inventory, average collection period, day sales outstanding, that is equals to accounts receivable upon average daily sales equals to or which can be equals to account receivable upon annual sales by means per year by 365. Assets turnover equals to sales by total assets to total assets sold per year, and it is of out of total assets. Fixed asset turnover, that is equals to sales upon fixed assets. Now leverage ratios, which is nothing but debit ratio, which equals to total liabilities upon total assets. Whatever total assets you have in your industry, in your firm, so it is a ratio of total liabilities that you have upon total asset that you have. Debit to equity ratio, debit upon equity. Time interest earned ratio, earnings before interest and taxes upon interest. Profitability ratio, gross profit margin is equals to total sales minus cost of goods sold upon entire sale is equals to gross profit upon sales. Okay, of course, sales minus cost of good, that is equals to gross profit. Okay, operating profit margin, operating profit upon sales. Profitability ratio, net profit margin equals to net profit after taxes upon sales. Okay, See, taxes is a huge amount, and basically it is consumer have to pay. So basically, profit is for the entrepreneur. What or a businessman? What is profit after sales? Net profit after sale, after taxes, profit after taxes upon sales. Okay. Return on total assets (ROA), return on total assets. Okay. So net profit after tax divided by total assets, and return on equity. That is return on equity equals to net profit after tax upon common equity. So DuPont system analysis says that it is a term used by financial managers as a structure to discern the firm's financial statement and to assess its financial conditions. ROA, net profit after taxes upon total tax assets, which is nothing but net profit after taxes upon sales into sales upon total assets. So basically it is nothing but the net profit margin into assets turnover. Okay. And ROE, equity, net profit after taxes upon common equity, which is nothing but net profit after taxes by total sale into sales by total access and total assets by common equity. So net margin into assets turnover into equity multiplier. That is the DuPont system analysis. These are some examples. Okay, ratio example, how much is the cash you receive, how much is the cash you available, then how much you receive, how much in inventory is then total. Okay, then next fixed asset, then you have how much is the payable, notes payable, then and summing all the things, then computer company income statement. This is something or example of the ratio. Okay, how much interest you earn, how much is the net income finally you come to know, how much is the sales, then goods sold, fixed deposit earning, how much is depreciation, interest, taxes, and then finally the net income. So this is something, okay, example. And if I ask to calculate the following ratios, current assets based on the last sheet, so this is something the calculations which we have done. Current assets with that much we have upon current liabilities, so the current ratio is 1.98, which is day sales outstanding, how much which is outstanding. So amount receivable upon total sales of annual, okay, upon per year, so 76% outstanding. Inventory turnover, sales by inventory, so this is something, okay. Assets turnover, net profit margin, so 1 point, so finally we come to know 1.70, 1.70% of profit margin. So these are the some once you know the given data and once you know formally, you can easily calculate. But to try to understand what basically challenge we have in the subject is we have restricted ourselves to apply this concept only in the construction industry. Okay. So once you are thinking of become an entrepreneur, not only construction, you have to be a part, you have to sometimes play a role of manager, sometimes the project manager, sometimes billing, finance, estimating, everything you have to look after. So it is all about one. It's a combination of all the things. To become successful entrepreneur, you must have some knowledge of management, execution, designing, planning, management, labor handling, a lot of skills are required. So this is something, one of the tasks. Okay. So ratio examples, I'm showing it to you. Return on equity, let's say, okay, this gets cancelled and finally we get return on equity, that is 7.56%. Even you can note down, you can write it down, whatever formulas I have shown you. Okay. Debit ratio, total liabilities by total assets, 61%, almost 62% the ratios. So these are the example result, whatever. Current ratio, day sales outstanding, inventory turnover, total assets turnover, profit margin on sales, return on assets, debit ratio. This is something, and which is industry average, you can say. You can compare with it. Okay. Moving to the next part of the lecture. And in the beginning, I have introduced you to the definitions, some basics thing, formulas, a sample example sheet, sample calculations. Now again, moving further, it's something very interesting, and these basic things we must know. Ratio analysis. Okay, few things we have already seen, but we will again brush up and we will again critically analyze the things, try to understand the things. Okay. So ratio and proportions. Ratio analysis. What is the purpose? Ratio measures the relationship between two or more components of financial statements. They are used most effectively when the results over several periods are compared. Okay, and in business, until you compare, you cannot even think of the next benchmark, next target to achieve. So comparison is very much important. And what is financial ratios? Financial ratios indicates the financial position of the company. Okay, financial ratios. Financial ratios can be divided into two broad categories: liquidity ratio and stability ratios. In liquidity ratio, current ratio, liquid ratio, absolute liquid ratio, or cash ratio, super quick ratio, and defensive interval ratio. Okay, and in stability ratios, we have fixed asset ratio, capital gearing ratio, debt equity ratio, proprietary ratio, and interest coverage ratio. So, purpose of current ratio. But basically, what is current? Already we have seen in the starting part of the lecture, but we will again now critically go. We start going towards the in deep, and we'll start collecting the concept from the basics. So, the current ratio is an indicator of the firm's commitment to meet the short-term liabilities. That is, current ratio equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. Okay, how much infrastructure you have and how much loans you are having. That is all about. Then purpose of liquid ratio, that is the quick ratio is ascertained by comparing the liquid asset, that is quick assets upon the current liabilities. Purpose of absolute liquid ratio, cash ratio. So absolute liquid ratio is equals to the ratio of absolute liquid assets by current liabilities. And absolute liquid ratio again, cash and bank plus short-term securities upon current liabilities. Purpose of fixed asset ratio. Okay, to know whether the firm has raised adequate long-term funds to meet its fixed asset requirements. Then the fixed asset ratio, which equals to fixed asset by long-term funds. Then purpose of debt equity ratio. The ratio indicates the relationship between the outsiders equity or outsiders, the funds and internal equities or shareholder funds. Okay. Now debt equity ratio, it is sometimes debit external equity or outsider fund divided by the internal equities shareholder funds. So debt equity ratio equals total asset minus total debits. Purpose of proprietary ratio. So it is all about the ratio of funds or shareholders funds divided by total tangible assets, or proprietary ratio capital employed by total liability. Interest coverage ratio. Okay, it is the ratio of net profit before interest and tax upon fixed interest charges. Now, capital gearing ratio. The gearing ratio is a measure of financial risk and expresses the amount of company's debit in terms of its equity. Okay, that is. Though these are the term not in your syllabus, but still we are only reading it and going forward for. Okay. Coming to the next point, profitability ratio. Business ability to generate earnings relatively to its revenue, operating cost, balance sheet assets, or shareholders' equity over time, using data from a specific point in time. Okay, it is related to sales and related to investment also. Now, why it is important? Okay, because the ratio that shows return represent the firm's ability to measure the overall efficiency of the firm in generating returns of its shareholders. Okay, and gross profit ratio, why it is important? Because it is able to analyze the performance of company's sales and production. It also relationship between gross profit and net sales. Purpose of net profit ratio. It reveals the remaining profit after all cost of production, administration, and finance have been deducted from sales and income tax recognized. Purpose of operating ratios. The operating ratio shows the efficiency of a company's management by comparing the total operating expenses of a company to net sales. The operating ratio shows how efficient a company management is keeping cost low while generating revenue or sales. Purpose of operating profit ratio. The operating profit ratio indicates how much profit a company makes after paying for variable cost of production, such as wages, raw materials, etc. It is also expressed as a percentage of sales and then shows the efficiency of company controlling the cost and expenses associated with the business operations. Now, purpose of returns on investment, ROI. Return of investment tries to directly measure the amount of return on a particular investment relative to the investment cost. Okay, and purpose of return equity, ROE, the return on equity ratio or ROE, short term ROE, is a profitability ratio that measures the ability of a firm to generate profits from its shareholders' investment in the company. This is an important measure for potential investor because they want to see how efficiently a company will use their money to generate the net income. Okay. Now, earnings per share. What is the purpose? Earning per share, EPS. Earning per share or EPS is an important financial measure which indicates the profitability of a company. It is calculated by dividing the company's net income with its total number of outstanding shares. Okay. So in the final part and concluding part of the lecture, now we'll see what is turnover and what is profit. See, turnover is something which is the revenue generated or earned by the end of the financial year. Profit, which will be per profit is different, turnover is different. Profit can be sometimes after some time it may be converted to loss. Profit loss is a part of and parcel of the business. But turnover is a term which is used to calculate the financial profit by the end of the year. Okay, in the audits and all, that is turnover. How much company earns per year, that is turnover. Okay, you can see the image, investment and again investment, fundings and investment. Okay, turnover. What is turnover for a company? The turnover ratio are also known as activity or efficiency ratios. They indicate the efficiency with which the capital employed is rotated in the business. Okay, the overall profitability of the business depends on two factors such as the rate of return on capital employed and the turnover ratio. Okay, so the turnover ratio are also known as activity or efficiency ratios. They indicate the efficiency with which the capital employed is rotated in the business, and the overall profitability of the business depends on two factors such as rate of return on capital employed and the turnover ratios. Overall profitability ratio, net profit ratio and turnover ratio. So net profit ratio is equals to net profit upon sales and turnover simply sales by capital employed. Okay, very simple. Now, why? What is the purpose of turnover ratio? Turnover ratio indicates the number of times the capital has been rotated in the process of doing business. Turnover ratio indicates the number of times the capital has been rotated in the process of doing business. Okay, how much investment it has been done, and it is high, and how to calculate it. Okay, so overall profitability ratio is equals to net profit ratio into turnover ratio. Net profit ratio into turnover ratio. Okay, so overall profitability, net profit rate turnover ratio. We have to convert into 100% into 100 to get in the value in percent. Net profit by sales into sales by capital employed. So sales get cancelled. Net profit by capital employed into 100. Okay. Purpose of debitor turnover ratio. The debitor's turnover ratio is also called as receivable turnover ratio, which shows how quickly the credit sales are converted into the cash. This ratio measures the efficiency of a firm in managing and collecting the credit issued to the customers. Debitors turnover ratio, net credit sales, total sales, average debitors, average account and receivables, and or debitors. Net credit sales equals to credit sales minus sales returns. Okay, and average. Okay, it is something opening debitors, opening bill receivables, closing bill receivable by 2 is the average debitors. Okay, And finally, the purpose of credit turnover ratio. So the ratio shows how well a company uses and manages the credit it extends to consume customers and how quickly that short-term debits is collected or is paid. The accounts payable turnover ratio is used to quantify the rate at which company pays off its suppliers. Purpose of stock or inventory turnover ratios. So it is inventory turnover ratio is nothing but the ratio of cost of goods sold during that financial year upon average inventory. And what is average opening stock plus closing stock by 2? That is the average stock. So thank you very much, students. I hope you people understand this, and we have seen many formulas, many terms. It might be confusing to you, but I will quickly revise to it. Basically, financial ratios comes under the analysis part, and when we are looking into a business and we need to measure the profitability, we need to measure the investment, how much assets we have, how much liabilities we have. So in that case, these terms, these analysis, these studies, these things are very much important. Okay. So right from the starting portion, we have seen that in the first part of the lecture, we have seen the very shortly the investment ratios things, then ratio analysis, and finally turnover and its comparison. Okay, so these things. So I hope students you understood this, and we have seen the ratio analysis. Again, the questions why categories: liquidity ratio, efficiency ratio, leverage ratios, and profitability ratios. And liquidity ratios, okay, efficiency, leverage, profitability, then these things, one formula, then example we have taken off this sheet, all the data is here. By putting in the formulas, we have calculated the things, and summary I have shared you in the end. By this is the summary results. This is the results summary. Okay. Again, then critically analyzing, we have started the ratio analysis. Purpose of ratio, why it has been important, liquidity. Again, the same thing, same formulas we have started learning. I hope you have noted down all the things, because as far as your MCQ examination is concerned, most probably the pattern of exam will be MCQ, and it will be very useful for such kind of thing. So we also seen this profitability, why it is important, what is the gross of cost, and how it is being measured, investment return, investment equities, then turnover finally. What is turnover? Understanding it and its ratio formulas. Okay. So this is all about the financial ratios and analysis. Dear students, I hope you understood this. And thank you very much for listening and learning and patiently listening to the till the last. Thank you very much, and we'll meet very soon with the another lecture. Thank you.